So I read an article that came out 2 days ago on CNN called Mental Wellness Warriors Fighting for Those Who Need It Most. I encourage you to look it up. I'll put it in the comments, I believe, to make sure that everyone knows what it's talking about. Basically, it talks about 9 people who are fighting for mental wellness. And one of them, I agree with their actions. One of them, and the actions that are mentioned in the article. Start with Demi Lovato, 22-year-old airhead singer, talking about weed and alcohol to feel normal, blah, blah, blah. You know, she used these drugs trying to feel normal, according to her. Number 2, Fred Reese, retired psychologist who at one point was recovering from schizophrenia. And then he went on to be a psychologist for 15 years. And, you know, good for you. You know, you still didn't know what the fuck you're talking about. Not a great accomplishment other than you got a degree in something in college after being diagnosed with schizophrenia. How true is it? I guess we'll never know unless you get those genes analyzed. But who knows how much truth is in that. Then there's Ted Stanley, the one guy I agree with as far as I know. I could be wrong. He could be part of a conspiracy, you know. I could be wrong. But he's a billionaire philanthropist who donated $650 million, the biggest psychiatric research donation in history, I believe, to the Broad Institute of MIT and Harvard, hoping to get breakthrough treatments in psychiatric disorders. He talks about human genomics and certain genes linked with the problem. There's 108 genes that are supposedly linked to schizophrenia. It'd be interesting to study the schizophrenic patients, the ones who are diagnosed, that is, and to see how many of them actually have these genes as opposed to how many people the doctors diagnosed, or should I say, misdiagnosed in most cases. Now, the next one, number 4, Sarah Spitz. She had suicidal thoughts. She's on a mission, you know. She's the president of Active Minds, the Emory chapter, and she tries to reach out to people with suicidal thoughts. Very funny. I never heard of her. But anyway, Michael Woody, CIT International head. He trains to de-escalate situations after some women tried to kill him and then later jumped off a bridge. Why? This person's even on the list. I didn't make the list, okay? I'm just writing. This is just my notes from their article, their list. Number 6, Mia St. John, world champion boxer. Oh my goodness, a woman boxer. Oh my goodness, I'm scared. I'm the top fucking martial artist in this fucking country. Probably in any Western country, okay? You think I'm impressed by any female fighter? That's a good one. The closest thing to it is those wushu ladies from China who, you know, they have cool little techniques, and I applaud them. You know, they're fast, they got nice techniques. Good job. Anyway. She was also a Playboy model, basically a slut that can only fight women because she must have gotten into bitch fights over her slutty activities with men growing up. I actually put that in my notes. Anyway, number 7, Leon Evans. He started a restoration center in his city and saved his city $50 million. I don't know which city it is. It's not in the notes, so I'll have to put it in my comments. Peter Early, number 8. He writes books discussing the need for better care. Oh, wow, how fucking touching. Why is he on the list? I guess they just had to make a list and make people look good and try to make it seem like that we're actually doing something for these people, you know? Again, I only agree with Ted Stanley, and I'll tell you why after I finish this number 9. Number 9. Cree Deeds, a lawmaker whose son stabbed him and then shot himself, leading him to work on Virginia's mental health care system when before, as a lawmaker, he didn't prioritize nor give a shit. Why, he's a great warrior for mental health. Okay, going back to number 3. Ted Stanley. The reason why I agree with his donation to the Broad Institute of MIT and Harvard, because they actually, if they, you know, this is if they're doing what they're saying they're doing, which they probably are, judging by who they are, as opposed to being a pharmaceutical company, as opposed to being a bunch of shrinks, as opposed to being the DSM committee, you know, a bunch of bootlickers like that, consultants to pharmaceutical companies, you know, sell out neuroscientists, feminist scum, you know, atheists, gays, and people like that, as opposed to being these kind of filth and trash. They're actually people who study things, get to the root of the problem, and they want to address the root of the problem, and they're this close to being to the root of the problem when the root of the problem is actually in society. Okay? A lot of these people develop schizophrenia later in life, so something's bringing it out of them. And buy or admit, as I always say. But going back to it, if they can actually finish the research, find a way to diagnose people based on their body, their genes, the processes in their body, and their DNA, and actually make it so that these genes aren't just, something that sometimes causes it, but actually is the cause of it. And they can say for sure and definitively say that this person has this disorder. And now we can define it correctly for once. I've always said psychiatric disorders, as defined by them, 10 underlines, as defined by them, do not exist. But can we finally define them in a way where I can no longer say that? I'll probably be dead before that ever happens, but it would be great. It would be wonderful. I got no problem with getting it right. I got no problem with getting it right, okay? None at all. I got a problem when you bitches get it wrong and make a killing and use eugenics and all kinds of despicable dysgenics and all kinds of filth like that in order to, advance your new world order and your feminist, homosexual, atheist fucking agenda. Fuck you. Anyway, I think that's about all I will have to say for now. I've went long. I wanted to do this in like 1 or 2 minutes. It's fucking almost 7 minutes. May as well cut it off at 7 minutes, So let me just finish my thoughts, Demi Lovato, you're a slut. Fred Reese, you're just a fucking bootlicking scum. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Ted Stanley, good job. If this is actually what you say it is, I'm taking it at face value. I'm going to take your word for it. I'm going to say good job. You're one of the few white guys with a big nose that they showed that actually fucking is doing a good job and actually broke bread to get to the root of the problem. Let's get to the meat of this. Let's figure this fucking shit out. Now, if you'd only work on society as well, then we'd be getting somewhere. Mm-hmm. Sarah Spitz, what do I say about you? You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Just shut the fuck up, bitch. Yeah, you wanted to kill yourself, boo. Suck it up and shut the fuck up. Michael Woody. Oh, how to de-escalate situation. How are you going to teach about something you know nothing about? This guy donated $650 million to try to figure out something because you know nothing and neither does anyone else, you dumbass. Mia St. John. Ooh, you're a boxer, or you're a former boxer and a current slut. Gotcha. Leon Evans, a restoration center. Wow, you put people who are not even mentally ill into restoration centers based on what police think is going on and their past misdiagnoses. At least you saved the city $15 million. Thanks for coming out. No, really, thanks, because you saved a lot of money. Peter Early, you write books, you don't know what you're talking about. Sit down and shut up. Cree Deeds, I know I'm going way over, Lawmaker, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I feel sorry for you because your son tried to kill you, but what did you do? What's the other side of the story? I don't know. I don't know about you, buddy. I just don't know about you. But it is sad that your son shot himself. And, my condolences. On that note, before I start feeling all bad for motherfuckers, let me end this video. Thanks.